Hey everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. I have an update to share about some of Trump's Capitol insurrectionists. It's time for a special episode of Where Are They Now?
Matthew Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
So Proud Boys member and Missouri resident Louis Colon has pleaded guilty to the felony charge of civil disorder, and he's now cooperating with the prosecutors. Colon was one of the people seen in a large group that prevented the officers from shutting some of the roll down doors at the Capitol. You may recall that incident where members of the mob were using various items like their bodies to block the door from shutting. So Colon admitted to using a chair and using his hands to block the door, and he confirmed seeing other members of his group do the same. Colon faces up to 5 years in prison and up to $250,000 for that one crime. So everybody cooperating. But the judge in this case, he's Timothy Kelly. He's another Trump stooge. So he's already made his feelings known that Colon would more than likely face only 6 months in jail, and that he would probably pay somewhere between $2,000 to $20,000 as a fine. And as a part of this plea agreement, Colon has agreed to pay a $2,000 restitution fee. So that's already a done deal. And he's admitted to some pretty interesting and incriminating details. So for example, he confessed to going to a hardware store on January 5th with other Proud Boys, and they purchased various items for the Capitol attack. So among them was a, quote, modified axe handle to be used as both a walking stick and an improvised weapon. Colon also admitted that the Proud Bigot members discussed taking the Capitol by force the night prior to the attack. And according to Colon, at a meeting on the night of January 5th, there was a member of the group who said that he didn't come to DC just to march around. And he asked the group, quote, do we have patriots here willing to take it by force? And Colon said that Proud Bigot member Christopher Kuhn, who was also there when this happened, he responded by saying that he had his guns with him and that basically he was ready. And the person who asked the initial question then said that they should, quote, go in there and take over, meaning the Capitol. So the sentencing date hasn't been scheduled yet, but I'll let you guys know as soon as we know his fate. Next up is a January 6th defendant and military veteran who's out on bond for his actions at the Capitol, and he was caught committing another crime. I know, you guys are all shocked. So here's the deal. 26-year-old Gia Liu was caught in a fake COVID vaccination card scheme. Liu is accused of working with a nurse, and what they're accused of doing is creating and selling phony vaccine cards and then destroying vaccine doses to cover up the scheme. And Liu allegedly sold a bunch of these cards, these fake cards, to military members. So prosecutors for the Eastern District of New York say that they entered a minimum of 70 fraudulent records into the New York State database. So the buyers of the cards would show up as having received a vaccine in the state system. And they say that Liu collected payment on Venmo. I mean, are these guys not learning from their friends like Matt Gaetz, gigantic cranium Gates? So he gets the payments on Venmo, and he has these explicit discussions about the scam. Liu told one person, quote, if you want to apply for a federal job or take federal contracts that makes you sign an acknowledgement statement that checks your status in the state system, then I need to make an appointment for you with my buddy who will destroy a vial, scan your ID, and give you a Band-Aid. So Liu has now been charged with conspiring to defraud the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, conspiring to commit forgery, and conspiring to defraud the U.S. Department of Defense. This was another guy who was likely to get a slap on the wrist for January 6th because he was just charged with those 4 common misdemeanors. Now he's facing over 10 years in prison. I mean, these guys really just think that the law doesn't apply to them. So I'll keep you posted on all of this. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Take care. I'll talk with you soon.